Welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors, everyone. I bet you're wondering what we're doing today. We're doing something a little bit different than I have filmed for my channel in the past. I am on Lake of the Woods today. We're doing a little ice fishing. So I rented a sweeper fish house for the weekend here. We're going to try and film a little bit, probably make a video out of each day here. We're going to be here basically 3.5 days, about 3/4 of a day today, all day tomorrow, all day the next day, and then till about noon on the last day. So so far we're doing pretty good. I got a fair amount of fish caught already. Before I only had one line down and I caught the first Sauger. So gonna be a lot of Saugers here. The occasional walleye. I got one little walleye that was only like 8 inches long caught. Could be crappie, perch, could be some surprise fish too. Eel pout is on the menu. If I catch an eel pout and it's over 2 pounds, I'll probably keep it. I don't know, a decent sized one, so I gotta get some decent fillets off of it. But I enjoy eating eel pout, so we're gonna eat those. So yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna try and film. I got this camera. I'm gonna just set up and so I'm fishing 2 dead sticks right at the moment. I got one over here and one over there. Just spreading me out a little bit. I'll probably jig a little bit, but I don't know how much I'll film of that. And but yeah, like I said, we're gonna probably put a couple videos out or try to see how this works. So I have the camera that I'm holding right now on a tripod, so I'm gonna try and set that up and just kind of film me catching the fish. I have a second GoPro here. I'm gonna clamp on my bucket and kind of face down the hole. I'm not sure what that's really gonna show you, because I think there's a lot of glare on the water that you aren't gonna be able to see too much. So yeah, otherwise I'm pretty well set up, I think. Now I got Vexor down this hole I'm not fishing out of, so I don't get tangled into it. I got a jigging rod. I got a couple extra rods again, and we got dead stick here. It's interesting. I don't even know. I think I'm out in like 30. Well, let's see. What are we at here? Yeah, so that's going to be 36. Shoot, almost. If I get my depth finder up to the bottom of the ice. So I got my transducer on my Vexor here all the way basically to the bottom of the ice, so it reads a little clearer. And my Vexor here, this is 30 feet, 32 feet. It's like showing 32, 33, and I'm 2.5 feet down. So 35, 36 feet of water, I think. This minnow on this side over here, I have about 18 inches up off the bottom. And then this one here, I got about 2.5 to 3 feet off the bottom. Ask the people at the resort. They're going to tell you what people have been doing and what they're catching, what colors they're catching on. Right now, I got 2 crappie-sized demon jigs, a pink Wonder Bread colored one there, and just a red-eyed one on this one, a red dot in the middle of it. So yeah, like I said, we're going to try and film a little bit for you guys, see how this turns out. If it didn't turn out good, you won't see this, but if it did, if I can put any of it together and make it somewhat entertaining for you guys, we'll definitely try to show you what I can here over the next few days. So stay tuned. Hopefully there's some catches for you. All right, guys, I got a bite here. It actually took it down and just shot down. It's all the way below the ice here. So I don't think I gotta wait too long here. Let's see how this goes. Didn't really put up too much fight yet, but it feels like a little heavier fish. There you go. My bobber's caught on the bottom of the ice. Definitely feels like a little nicer fish than what we've got. We're in deep water here, over 30 feet. So guys got to be real careful not to wind them up too fast. If you wind nice and slow, just keep good tension on them. There we go. Yeah, it's a nice auger. I'm gonna guess like 13.5 incher. One of the bigger ones I've caught so far, but I think we'll measure them. Right now I'm keeping anything over 14. I'm gonna be up here for 3 days, so I don't need to keep every one I catch. Try and save some spots in my limit for a few that are a little bit bigger than this, but yeah. Nice 13, probably 13.5 inch auger. We'll take him. I didn't even get my other pole down here. Still trying to get this one down. I'd like to keep one line at least fishing. And I got a bite of my other rod here, so we're gonna try and get this one down here quick. I don't know how long a guy needs to let him have it. A couple of them I've caught, and they've been caught right by the, like just barely in the whip. One, I mean, it was literally by a size of 2 hairs is about all it had him hooked by. It was a smaller fish, so they maybe aren't eating it as aggressively as the bigger ones. So they basically seem like they're just taking it down and getting it to the bottom, and then they sit there. So that one there, I'm fishing like 2.5 feet, maybe a little closer to 3 feet up. This one I'm only like a foot, 18 inches at the most. Yeah, this one's actually going down. It's actually going out of the hole here. Most of them, they just basically go down until they get to the bottom, and then they just sit there and suck your minnow in. Feels like could be a little nicer fish again. I mean, not a 30 incher, which is what we're after here, but does feel like a little bigger one. That last fish was right at 13.5 inches. There's that one's probably bigger than the last one here. So what I did, again, I got kind of self-limited myself right now. I only want to keep like 14s and bigger, because again, I don't want to keep some 12s and then all of a sudden I don't have, you know, I fill my limit of 12s and I can't keep anything else. So we're going to limit myself to 14s, and I might even go a little bigger than that as we go. Uh-oh. You seen it live here. This fish is just peeling line though. This is a significantly bigger fish. At least I feel, oh, did I lose him? This fish had just took off. All of a sudden I see this little rod is bent over. What's going on here? I wonder if I don't have a pike. We've never caught a pike up here. This is fighting like a pike. I think my line is actually hooked on the bottom of the ice. There we go. As I almost fall down the hole. I did bring myself a gaff for catching eel pout. I mean, I'm only fishing basically crappie gear, so this is like, I think 6-pound or 8-pound braid on this rod is all I got. It isn't that big a pike, but it's big enough. Oh yeah, it is a pike. I just had him right to the bottom of the ice here. This is like my 5th or 6th trip up to Lake of the Woods, and I've never caught a pike before. Come on. Oop. There you go. I just hooked him through the bottom of the jaw. First pike I've ever caught on Lake of the Woods right there. Looks like a nice pike too, actually. It's nice and fat, healthy. So I just gaffed him up through the bottom of his mouth here. I'm not sure how big he really is. I have him hooked just by the skin of his jaw there. I'm using a crappie-sized demon with a red dot on there on this pole. And on that one, I'm using a pink demon, but... there you go. Isn't a giant, but cool fish. He's got real kind of red on the bottom of his fins here. That's kind of unique for any pike that we normally catch, but that's my first Lake of the Woods pike. So I got like maybe a keeper Sauger over on the other pole, and I don't know, probably a 22-inch pike here. I got to figure out if I can keep this size of pike up here on Lake of the Woods. If I can, we're going to keep this guy. If not, we'll let him go here quick. I'm just going to stick him in the pail and we'll find out. All right, so I measured that northern. He's right at 24 inches. I'm gonna weigh him here, but that'll be when I shut you guys off. I'm getting messed over here. It's had it down below the hole even. Like there it goes again. Best I could tell reading the wild books, anything under 30 inches, I'm good to go. I got to throw everything from 30 to 40 back is how I read the regulation. So 24 incher, I'm guessing he's like 3-ish pounds, 3.5 pounds. He's a nice super fat fish, so I don't know how long I'm going to mess around. This fish has had me down, comes back up, goes back down, comes back up. So like right there now, it's back up again. I kind of think it's a small fish. It just can't suck. I had a little bigger minnow on this one. Just using fat heads. Right now we're just dead sticking 2 minnows because honestly I haven't hardly had time to even jig. So I got whatever it is, but I do not think it's big. Like it's just hardly even putting any weight on the end of my rod, so. Ooh, there he is. Little Sauger, like 8-incher probably. Like I said, my minnow's still in his mouth, but we're gonna just poop him right back in the hole. Off he goes. I'm using a kind of a pink Wonder Bread color demon on this one. Again, crappie size gear is all I really need up here on Lake of the Woods. I have my drag set loose. So if a guy hooks into like a 3-pound northern or even a bigger walleye or something like that, you still should be able to get a decent enough hook set, but it gives them a chance to run. You should never break your line if you're running your drag on your reel like you should be. You can always tighten it up. So I have it running pretty loose right now. So it's actually a little tighter than that. So have it pretty loose so if a fish wants to pull, they can pull. And don't pull here. This does you no good. You got to pull out here on the end, like where a fish is going to be pulling on it. So, all right, shut you off. Get another minnow on. We'll get back fishing. I don't know if he still got it or if he just let me back up again. Oh, he's taking it down a little again here. Some of these fish, they're biting. Some of them are just boom and they're taking it down like gone. The next one is doing what this one's doing where it's just bloop and just barely even holding the bobber down. So I don't know if hasn't really been a difference in fish. So some of the bigger ones that have been 12, 13 inch saugers have been doing this, or it can be a 10 incher doing this. And they're doing the same opposite too. The little ones are taking it and running, and the bigger ones are taking it and running. This bobber's annoying. I may switch to something else, but for the time being, I like it because I got it set perfect, but there we go. Got ourselves a little sauger here. It's not very big. He might be 10 incher or so. We'll get him off here quick. We'll turn you guys back on and catch another one. All right, we got a bite over here again. Again, it's basically got it right to the bottom of the ice because that's where my, I'm fishing like 2.5 feet off the bottom, and there's like 2.5 feet of ice. So they hit it and they go right and set on the bottom. So that one's like 18 inches. So they're only like halfway down the hole. This one's getting, it's like this much above 3 inches or so, if you can see that. Ooh. Like 3 inches above the bottom of the ice, so. I'm kind of skewed because catching that northern kind of has me skewed to what these fish fight like, you know, because that fish, you know, put up a pretty good fight. So I'm just winding, so again, it helps them if they keep fighting all the way up. It seems like then they got a solid chance of going back down. So we got ourselves like, I would say maybe a 7-inch sauger. So just a little guy, but a fish is a fish. And boof, off he goes. On to the next one. I maybe have a problem. I got a bite there, and I got a bite over here. That, the one behind the camera just went down. This one here went down 30 seconds earlier, so we're gonna try to catch this one first, and then we'll. Something like a little better fish, maybe. So that's the interesting part, like that one over there is down, but it's not taking any line. This feels like it could be a little nicer fish here. Haven't seen it yet. It's gotta be just below the hole here. Here we go. There's a little. I don't have him caught real good, so I just flipped him on the ice. I don't know if he'll go 14, but he'll be real close. It's a nice sauger. You could tell by the black spots in the fins. They don't really have the white tip on the tail like a walleye does. And got him hooked just by the lips. And this other one come back up. So I might have lost my minnow. So just for a second here, I'm gonna measure that fish and we'll find out how long he is, but yep. The other one wet me back up, probably stole my minnow. That minnow was already, I caught the last fish on that minnow. He was swimming like, so I actually was just debating taking him off anyway. Anyway, all right, if I finally do get a bite here, we'll turn you back on. All right, so I just had a bite on my minnow over there and it stole my minnow. Basically went down to the bottom of the hole. I just getting ready and it just come right back up and I had no minnow, so. And I just got it wound up and then I look over and this one went bloop and going down, so. stumping pretty decent. Isn't a giant by any means, I don't think, but a little bit better head shakes than some here. Oh, it's not that big. Just a big fighter. Again, another Sauger. So I got one walleye caught. This is the 12th Sauger and a Pike so far. So we'll get this little guy off and get my lines all back in the water because I don't even have a line in the water right now. So, all right, we got another bite over here. Again, this one's like 18 inches off the bottom. It's only got it down a couple inches, and that's all it's taking it down. So we're gonna let him have it here. He's had it down just a minute before I turn you on. So he is not very big. Again, probably maybe a 9-inch Sauger. Apparently I'm on the Sauger spot because I only got one walleye caught, and I got, I don't know, this is the 15th Sauger now today. So we'll get him off of here and let it go, and we'll keep on fishing. All right, so this fish just had it down like 2 feet, and now I come back up and literally was just laying on the side. But we're done messing with him, so now he's going back down again. There's been a few fish lately in the last, I don't know, half an hour here that have been coming in on my Vexor, and they come right up to my minnow over there. I can't see this minnow on my Vexor. I could see the other one. There he is. So I would say about a 10-inch Sauger someplace in there. Get a little closer so you guys could see. But yeah, they've been coming in and come up like right up to my minnow. My minnow bounces around like crazy, and then they don't hit it. So this one here, the minnow hasn't been swimming that great. I pulled him up a couple times and looked at him just to make sure he still was swimming, and he was each time, but and off he goes. Alright guys, so I've been true dead sticking this one. I really ain't even been jigging it because that one over there seems like it's been the more active one. The fish keep racing up to that one. They just won't hit it, but they finally come over and hit this one, I guess. So we're gonna... Oh, did he just wet me up? Just playing coy. My bobber literally just come up like it was sitting there normal. Feels like a little bit better fish here again. Let's see what it ends up being. There you go, that one's a little bigger, just barely got him hooked by the lip, but he didn't actually have it down all that long. So there you go, like he's probably 11-inch Sauger. Again, I'm looking for 14 pluses today, and actually probably bigger than that now because I got 3 14-inch Saugers in my pail already here. So, and there he goes, and he's gone. All right, we'll get another minnow on, keep fishing. I literally just caught one on that rod over there. I wasn't paying attention. The line was tight and it wasn't letting line out anymore, so the rod was like ding, ding, ding. I just got that fish let go and I got another bite on this rod, so. Must have had a little school come through. That one was like a 10-inch Sauger. This one's thumping a little bit, but I'm guessing it's probably about that same size. Putting together a pretty good day here. There you go. That one's a little bit bigger than the last one. This one's, he might be like 11-incher or so. I'll put back in there. I can get my rod untangled, I'll show you a little bit, but I said probably 11-inch Sauger or so. You know, if I was starving to death, I'd probably keep a couple of these like this, but, you know, or if I was going to cook them here in a half an hour, I'd maybe consider keeping them, but I got 3 bigger ones already and a pike, so. Come on. All right, 11-incher, away he goes. All right, we got to get minnows down. I got no bait down. Got another bite here. Again, this is the one that's had a little closer to the bottom. It's had more bites lately than the one that's up a little higher, but that's why I got them set at a couple different heights so they ain't, you know, fishing the same fish per se. You know, a little lazier fish might not want to come up quite so high, or a little more aggressive fish will come up and pop that one, because that one, when they've been hitting it, they just like shoot off with it. This one, when they hit it, they've been just like hardly hanging on to it. They're just barely getting it under the water. So here we go. Probably another 10-inch Sauger. Been catching a lot of them, so I started off the day catching a little bigger fish. Now I'm catching some smaller ones. It's middle of the afternoon right now, but maybe the bigger fish will move back in once it starts getting a little closer to dark here. But got probably 3 hours of fishing, good fishing left, or 2.5, so we'll see what we catch. Having a nice little rush here. I just caught a fish on that one and just got it reset, and when I got up, this one here was already going down, so it's just right at, well, it's probably halfway down my hole or so. I don't know how long he's had it, so we're gonna let him have it just a second here, but seems like I'm hooking them, you know, plenty deep. I've had a couple right by the whip, but otherwise most of them have been way down to the gullet, so. And I think I just got bit on that other one over there now. Here that I caught it with this pole, but I don't know how I got that far over there, but. Just a little Sauger. I don't know, maybe 7 inches, 8 inches maybe at the most. So I just had one. Like I said, I literally just got this rod reset. And when I got up, that one there was going down, so. This might be a little bigger fish here. Oh, it's fighting weird. I don't know if I don't know, it just, either I got a nicer fish, something seems like it's binding, like it's tangled up on my rod or something, but. Well, there we go. Did not expect that. Got myself a whitefish. That's why it was fighting weird. Boy, he's got my minnow all the way down to his gullet. He's got kind of a weird spot on this side, but well, there we go. That's the 4th species of the day right there. Nice whitefish. So I went Sauger, whitefish. Now I got no poles down. So let's I'll shut you off. We gotta get some lines back in the water. Well, I just had a bite on the rod over there. I just got my minnow on. I didn't even get it really even started going down. And I got a bite here again, so. He's had it down for just a minute because I had the minnow in my hand, so I figured, well, we'll at least get the minnow put on. Here you go. It's a little furry. It's been slow here for a pretty decent stretch, like probably better than a half an hour. I didn't even see a fish on the Vexor, so. So another nice Sauger. I think I caught one walleye that I didn't get on film for you guys. Well, I've caught a couple today, but I think the last walleye I caught I didn't get on film for you. But so there you go, like probably 11-inch Sauger or something like that. You know, you have to think if there's that many 11 inchers this year, you know, that they'd keep getting bigger, but it seems like every year we've been here, they're always about the same size. So all right, we'll get my lines actually back down and see if we can catch some more. Again, I'm over there watching that one because there's a fish right up next to it. It's been there and been there and been there. I look over, this bobber's completely gone. I don't know how long it's been gone, but gone long enough. That feels like a little better fish, maybe. Kind of wonder maybe if it wasn't a little bigger fish, because it looks like a bigger blip on my Vexor, but it just wouldn't commit to hitting my minnow over there. So there you go, probably 12-inch Sauger. You know, one of the nicer ones I've caught here in a little bit, so don't have him caught real deep. I'll be able to just get him picked right off here. There you go, he's off. So yeah, 12-inch Sauger. One of the nicer ones I've caught in a little bit, but and away he goes. All right, we'll get another minnow down and keep fishing. Way this is going, I could just leave you on. I didn't even get that one wound up yet, and this one went back down again. It's pulling a little bit of drag. Don't always mean nothing, but kind of fighting like maybe it's a whitefish again. But we'll see here. Oh, oh. Oh. This is another nice Sauger. I got down there to grab him because I thought maybe I'd keep him, but he's probably 13-incher or so. Beautiful fish. I mean, but we'll let him go here. Towards the end of the trip, I may keep some fish like that size if I need some to fill my limit or, you know, take some home, but not today. And we definitely had a period there where it was slow, but man, we definitely have picked it up in the last half an hour here. I don't know how many bites I've had or how many fish. I've got a few fish, but trying to work on figuring out a rod over on that side of the fish house, and look over and this one's gone. Feels like it could be a little better fish here again. Putting up a little better fight than most here. There's a little better one again. Like this one, I don't actually know how long he was on there, but a little nicer Sauger again. Let's see. He is right at 14 inches, so would probably be one I should keep, but we're gonna let him go today, so because I got a couple 14 inches already. All right, we gotta get some lines in the water. Maybe we could catch some more. All right, so right here's my minnow. The fish just got up there. Did he get me? Nope, they didn't get me. So this is my minnow. This is the fish. Is just below it, but I didn't turn you on because of that. Turn you on because this one here's getting ate. Sorry, we'll get you aiming this way a little bit. No one still ain't got ate yet. Thought maybe it was just the line was kind of stuck to the side of the hole, but it's definitely a fish there. Not terribly big one the way it feels, but gosh darn it, get out of there. There you go, a little Sauger. We'll get this guy off. That one still ain't went down over there, so. And we've had a little wave of fish here right at last light, or getting close to last light here. I had a bite on the one over there, and it just went down a little ways and come back up, and he stole my minnow, which is irritating to say the least. And now this one here is down 6 inches or so. We're just going to give him a second here. It's actually taking it down a little more here. All right, let's see what we got. Not giant, but not small either. Putting up a little bit of a tussle. There we go, another Sauger. Probably 10 incher or so. Alright, we'll shut you guys off. We'll get it rebaited and see if we can catch another one. Alright everyone, I just want to thank you guys for watching Schmattz Outdoors. We're kind of wrapping up the day here. Since about 5:15, I've seen a couple fish come through right on the bottom, but they don't want to chase a minnow. They don't want to chase a spoon. I tried doing that and they just don't seem like they want to bite. Pretty darn good day out here, I'll tell you. I know I didn't get a lot of the fish on camera for you guys. I jigged off and on. You know, if I had a rod that didn't have a minnow on it, I'd drop a jigging spoon down, you know, and jig it for a little bit. I probably caught 15 fish on a jigging spoon, and you know, unfortunately, I just didn't get any of those on camera for you guys. So, you know, it's such an instantaneous thing. It's like they're there, you jerk, you got them. By the time I turn the camera on, either I'm going to lose them or, you know, I'd have them halfway up. So, but yeah, pretty good day out in the fish house. So looking at I got a little sheet right here. Wrote down kind of what I caught. I ended up with 5 walleyes today. The biggest one was about 15 inches. We ended up with 38 Saugers, that 24-inch pike, and then about a 12-inch whitefish. So, and I did lose on the jig and spoon. I lost another whitefish right by the hole. When he come up the hole, I thought it was just a little sauger, so I was going to flip him onto the floor, and I went bloop, and he come right off in the hole, and I just couldn't get down there quick enough to grab him. So, lost the second whitefish. We like smoked whitefish, so I'm going to clean that guy up, leave the skin and scales on the back side, and you're on the skin side, and we'll smoke him up. I do have some carp already that I want to smoke too sometime when it gets a little nicer out. So, yeah, we're running out of daylight here, so it's going to get so you guys aren't going to be able to see what's going on, I don't think. So we're going to shut you guys off for the evening. I'm going to get supper cooked here. Probably I'm going to clean fish, I think, because I don't want to leave them for too long here. And I got a few to clean because I got a whitefish and that pike and a couple saugers to get clean. So we're going to get doing that, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, so what I got going on, I just literally had just getting done slicing fish, and I was going to scrub the board off, but I bumped my rattle reel. So I got a rattle reel mounted on the side of this pail, and I went over there, and I come back and grabbed a paper towel from over here. You know, so I walked around and I kicked the thing. You could see it unspooled the thing, but my bobber went down. So there's a good chance this is going to be an eel pout. So we got my gaff ready to go here. We ain't going to let him have it too long, because what I did is I put a bigger hook and the biggest fatheads I could find in my thing, and I got one here and I put one over there on the opposite side of the fish house. But oh, it does not feel very big. Figured it'd be an eel pout, but I do not think it is. If it is not very big. It might be though. It's fighting kind of wonky. We got, oh, it ain't an eel pout. Got ourselves a sauger. Well, that's kind of a disappointment. I was hoping for an eel pout, especially since I just finishing up skinning or cleaning. I could have cleaned them. So that's like a 12-incher. Again, not big enough for me to want to clean today. So a couple days from now, if I catch him right before I go to bed, I might keep him, but not tonight.